Hello everyone, I'm Kana Taku. When we do research, we want people to know what we have found. We disseminate our findings by not just publishing them in a peer-reviewed journal or book, but by giving speeches. Oftentimes, these speeches can be given at conferences, colloquiums, and universities. We present our main research findings and then wrap up with a few small clarifying questions from the audience. Although it is mostly a one-way presentation followed by Q&A, sometimes we can get some insights by answering questions, so I really like that. For example, I recently presented some of my cross-cultural research findings for an annual conference. The host introduced me, and I spoke for about 45 minutes and then had 2 or 3 good questions from a few people of the audience. Due to this approach, there was no lively debate or discussion about my work. Simply, there was no time to delve into the issues in my work. Aside from Q&A, this type of traditional conference presentation involves very little actual interaction on the topic, even though many people are spending time together, even online. This got me to wondering what are the benefits we all could have gained from having a more interactive approach. I would love to pick the brains of people who are with me during my presentation. The other issue with this traditional formal presentation is that I feel like we overemphasize our empirical findings and don't focus enough on research as an ongoing process or the bigger ideas involved. Even our limitations and future directions for research are often glossed over. Basically, we present an idealized product instead of the real-life messy process of research. In early days of research, I know it was a long process to get research findings actually published, which necessitated researchers coming together to share their findings as soon as possible instead of waiting for a few months or a year for their physical publications. But with the advent of the internet and digital publications, our papers can be published in less than a week after being accepted. Physical conferences also used to be the only way to meet one another, whereas we can all easily hop up on a Zoom call now. This means that the original purposes of coming together to share research findings can be turned upside down. We don't need to be in the same room anymore. We could choose to pre-record our talks about our findings and then post them on our website and encourage people to just email us their questions in their own time. So, if we decide to still spend time together, then we should maximize the opportunities to share deeper discussions about the research. We should talk about the messy parts of designing the research, issues with various ways to analyze data, or which direction we should go next, instead of just a few of the end results. Then, I came across this very interesting idea called the Harvard-Macy Step-Back method for consultation. This was invented by Dr. Robert Kagan from the Harvard-Macy Institute for Physician Educators back in 2002. It's a different model of group consultation and is designed to not just share our ideas or findings, but actually learn and benefit from the group in order to refine and improve our projects. That's exactly what I was looking for. So it goes like this. Step 1, the presenter will talk for maybe 10 minutes about their project, including whatever obstacles they face or problems they want to resolve. Step 2, the group members get 5 minutes to ask questions for clarification purposes only. Step 3, for the next 10 to 15 minutes, the presenter steps back and it becomes an observer. The group takes on ownership of the project as if it is theirs, talking about what they would do to advance the work, how they would overcome the obstacles if any, and so on. The presenter can only observe and take notes if they want to, while remaining silent. If it is online and you are the presenter, you can just mute yourself for this period. Step 4. For the last 5 minutes, the presenter is brought back into the conversation and he can share their experience. What do you think? This is really fascinating. It makes sense to me. It will add more energy to the room to add engagement with the audience as active participants. This will take some getting used to for all involved. Dr. Kagan even said those presenting their projects will inevitably feel that those responding don't really understand, need more details, would not be saying this ridiculous thing if they only understood my context better. But that's the opportunity to actually listen to others' ideas. I also found a study, according to their pilot research, this step-back method is effective. The authors state, quote, "This type of faculty development holds great potential to advance the field by providing instruction in education research methodology, dedicated feedback specific to an individual's project and needs, and an opportunity for collaboration and mentorship that might not have otherwise been accessible." End quote. So, it looks like this approach works really good for both presenters and the participants. But it seems important to have sufficient time for group to discuss and small group size, rather than having too many people. I'm so excited to try this. I will admit that I'm going to have a difficult time remaining quiet and will have to use the mute button on myself, but I will let you know how it goes. So, that's all today. Have a wonderful summer. Thanks for watching and I will see you soon.